Oh my god. Okay. I did not expect this game to be this good. Welcome back, guys. It's Emilinia with a new video. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome and get ready for a fun ride. In this video, I'll be reviewing a game called Genshin Impact. This game was released a couple months ago and developed by Mihoyo. Genshin Impact is an incredible open world and addictive exploration game, and it basically gives you an amazing adventure because of its anime-inspired graphics. Now, based on my previous videos on my channel, I think you can probably tell that I love anime, so that's why this game already gets a huge plus from me. So let's get on with this review. Genshin Impact and its beautiful expansive anime world of Teyvat clearly draw inspiration from The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. From the art style to the stamina-based climb anything mechanic to the gliding, it's impossible not to be reminded of Link's open-world adventures in Hyrule while exploring. But this isn't just some copycat, as Genshin Impact's fantastical world, wide array of diverse playable characters, and deep role-playing systems are all unique and awesome enough to let it stand on its own 2 feet. And every one of the more than probably 120 hours I've spent in Teyvat has been an absolute blast. I literally come home every day after work and I can't wait to get back on the game because it's so interesting. Genshin Impact is a free-to-play action-adventure role-playing game where you play as a mysterious traveler from another world who arrives in the land of Teyvat before being attacked by a god, and your twin is captured. After waking up on a beach at level 1, you set off on a quest to find your lost sibling that involves a whole lot of gathering resources such as fruit, crafting items, and fighting monsters, but surprisingly little in the way of actually searching for your twin. Because just like during Link's rush to save Zelda, completing these quests where you feed ducks is way more important. Genshin Impact's story is one of its weaker points, using just about every anime character trope and story cliché in the book. Characters will re-explain the same magical jargon like they're getting paid by the word. And the story flows from one amusing misadventure to another, with little cohesion. That poor pacing certainly isn't helped by the XP gating that happens between each act, where you'll need to hit an increasingly more difficult to reach adventure rank to advance to the next quest. But since you'll spend most of your time roaming the world and making your own stories as you rank up, that messy structure isn't a deal breaker. The cast of quirky characters, a whopping 23 of which are playable, are a lot of fun to interact with and play as. Teyvat Traveler. The real star here is Teyvat itself, a world that is absolutely bursting at the seams with possibilities. Every nook and cranny is loaded with collectibles to power your characters up with, chests to discover and pull loot from, puzzles to solve, enemies to take down, challenges to complete, dungeons to tackle, relentless bosses to fight, and quests to pursue. It's actually very overwhelming how much there is to do. In any given area in the massive world map, there always seem to be about 5 or more things in my immediate field of view to pursue, each with their own challenges and rewards. Sometimes it's difficult just to stay on task and complete major quests simply because there's such an embarrassment of riches available to you as you explore the world. A locked chest that catches the corner of your eye might lead to an impromptu quest or multi-step puzzle. Following a fluttering blue fairy might lead to a massive combat encounter or even a lengthy boss fight. It's an extremely addictive chain reaction of things to do in the best possible way. Teyvat is a world absolutely bursting at the seams with things to do. It doesn't hurt that the world of Teyvat is absolutely gorgeous to look at and listen to throughout, with the notable exception of some occasional obligatory, over-the-top anime voice acting.
Joy to do so. There is something she must announce to the assembled populace.
My loyal servants, one must bid you adieu till such time as I beckon you once more. Though we have faced many trials and tribulations together, you have all shown commendable courage in the course of duty. I feel a breeze now blows upon this place, and I feel that it blows in your honor.
What? You're just gonna bail on us?
With the arrival of this giant meteorite, many more people have succumbed to the slumber. Strong as the soldiers may be, they are struggling to cope, and there is demand for volunteers everywhere we turn. Main Fräulein and I shall tend to the victims on the soldiers' behalf. The rest of this investigation we place in your capable hands.
Goodbye. You are a good listener. I enjoy chatting with you. To be honest, most of the other adventurers in the guild only ever talk to me when they want to hear Oz's reconnaissance reports. This little journey we had, it was a great adventure. I'm just sorry that it has to end so abruptly.
Huh? You're talking a little weirder than you normally do.
Oh, yikes! What am I doing? I totally broke form!
What Main Fräulein means to say is that the mystical mysteries that vex and perplex are bound to be effortlessly extinguished by the advent of your commendable courage and wondrous wisdom.
And now Oz's translation is the one that sounds all kooky.
Main Fräulein simply wishes to say that she has every confidence that you will arrive at the truth of this matter.
Most indeed. My dear attendants, I hereby charge the Ritter der Verirrtelung with leading you out from the darkness, back into the realm of light.
Who are you calling your attendant?
We will meet again. Once this matter is concluded, I propose that we all get a drink together.
Although it borrows more than it invents in terms of presentation, the sights and sounds of this world are still a joy to behold. On the PS4 and mobile, sometimes you'll fast travel into an area before it finishes loading and have to wait for the world to catch up with you. But aside from those occasional hiccups, Genshin Impact looks and performs remarkably well. Once you start unlocking new characters, each with their own fighting style, abilities, and elemental affinities, the world takes on different shapes as you gain completely new ways of interacting with it. What was once a lake too vast for you to swim across becomes easily traversable with the help of a cryotype character like Kaya that can simply freeze the water. Mountain peaks, once too steep to climb, become simple to reach once you unlock Venti and his ability to create wind currents wherever he pleases. Just when I thought I understood what my time in Teyvat was going to look like, I unlocked a new character, item, or ability that completely changed the way I played and reinvigorated my excitement for the next dozen hours of obsessive loot chasing. Combat revolves around instantly switching between a party of up to 4 characters to shoot, hack, and explode through a broad assortment of enemy types. Each character comes equipped with their own elemental type and a few abilities that utilize that element. By switching between characters and using their powers, you can unleash some seriously effective combinations. For example, if you use Xingqi's water abilities to get the enemy wet, then follow up with Fischl's electric attack, damage is multiplied and can wipe out a boatload of baddies in one go. Instantly switching characters to synergize powers can enable some serious combos. Filling out your roster of playable characters, weapons, and items and discovering the ways in which they interact with one another becomes vital to your combat efficiency, especially for certain challenges that require you to finish the encounter before a timer runs out. This becomes particularly important as you approach the current endgame and enemies become more dangerous and gain bigger health bars, especially bosses. Whether you're fighting a giant wolf who ruins your day with ice attacks that are just plain mean, or taking on a flaming plant with some truly disgusting inferno abilities, using every tool at your disposal becomes indispensable. Genshin Impact can also be played co-op after reaching adventure rank 16, but at the moment this feature feels pretty tacked on. You can host or join another player to tackle challenges and take down bosses together, but in the vast majority of cases the guest is unable to reap the rewards from any activities you complete. That's too bad, because adventuring with a friend can actually be a lot of fun, but when one of you is locked out of nearly all loot and progression, merely able to help out in combat, is just not rewarding enough to do for more than a short time. Genshin Impact is technically incomplete at the moment, with only 2 sizable world areas, 1 complete chapter of its overarching story and 2/3 of the next one currently accessible. While the prologue is playable in its entirety, the chapter that follows does not have a 3rd act at this time. At the time of this review, developer Mihoyo has not provided a roadmap with details as to when we can expect new chapters to be added, though a 3rd region of the map is planned for later this year. That said, there's plenty already here, and the prospect of any coming content updates feel more like MMO expansions than something akin to an early access update. Microtransactions and its gacha model. Genshin Impact is entirely free, but the elephant in the room is its gacha model, also known as loot boxes, that tempts you to spend both in-game currency and real money on randomized characters, loot, consumables, and more. The system certainly flirts with being pay to win, a slightly less meaningful issue in a game with a focus on single player and no PvP, but manages to strike a decent balance so that those who don't want to spend a dime can still enjoy the whole game for free. While it's true that all the most powerful characters and weapons can immediately be acquired by investing enough money into loot boxes, they can technically be unlocked by getting lucky with free currency provided as well. Those powerful weapons and characters are by no means a requirement to advance, and I found myself breezing through most challenges through skill and grinding alone until I finally got lucky with some formidable unlocks that made the going much easier. The real trouble with a gacha model comes in the later stages of progression, when the grind for account-wide adventure XP and upgrade materials becomes an exponentially steeper climb, and time-gated activities that reward those things become a massive progression roadblock, which can be lifted for the right price, of course. This means that those willing to shell out some money are able to advance through the endgame much faster than non-paying players, who will have to play a heck of a lot more to catch up. In fact, just about every item in Genshin Impact can be acquired with enough help from your wallet, and anytime you run up against one of these barriers, you can be sure a pop-up will come to remind you exactly how you can overcome it. Admittedly, it took about 40 to 50 hours of play before that wall really started to loom in front of me, but once it hits, progression can slow substantially. The good news is that I still enjoyed almost every part of Genshin Impact's grind, even after more than 100 hours. The gameplay loop of exploring the world, solving puzzles, beating up baddies, completing quests, and unlocking new characters and equipment to upgrade and experiment with is incredibly addictive. Even in later stages when lucrative quests dry up and you're left to wander Teyvat, solving puzzles and fighting hidden chests for slivers of XP and loot, it's hard to complain when all of that is still a ton of fun. Even if the temptation to pull out your credit card is ever present and sometimes in your face, the grind so far hasn't been unpleasant enough to make the experience painful for me as a free player. And the verdict is Genshin Impact is an amazing open-world adventure that draws heavily on both its Breath of the Wild and anime inspirations to create something truly special. The excellent combat, addictive exploration, and beautiful world make this one of the most exciting games I've played so far. Hey there! First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for watching up to this point. I think Genshin Impact is definitely worth a try and it's good for a diverse age group. For example, my sister, who is 14 years old, is also playing this game. And for someone like me, who is working 2 jobs, up to 50 hours a week, this game causes no interference at all, and I feel like I can leave this game and come back to it and feel like I have not missed out on too much in it. It is an entertaining way to pass your time, especially right now during a pandemic when it is advised to stay at home. Let's see how this video turns out in the next week, and with the new coming 1.2 update, I will give a review on this update. And if you'd like to see any more in-depth review on any specific character or any more advice on the game, please let me know in the comments. I really enjoyed making this video. It honestly took me about 2 months to finish with my busy schedule, but I think it was totally worth it. Say hi to my furry friend who likes to disturb me when I'm recording a video. Meow meow. Meow meow. And let me know what game should I review next. I am thinking to review the game called Black Desert Online, since I've mostly been staying in the MMORPG sector. But if you want to see me review any other game besides an MMORPG, let me know. Keep watching this video for my personal review of Genshin Impact, and read the description for a more detailed explanation of why I gave it such a rating. And thank you so much for watching once again. If you enjoyed watching this video, please leave a like. It does help me out a lot in knowing that you like to see more of these type of videos. If you want to see more videos from me, please do hit the subscribe button. I'll be working on more videos very soon. And I will see you in my next video. Stay happy, stay blessed, and stay healthy, especially during this time.